Hello, I'm Sandy Arnette.
And I'm Joanna Campbell.
On this edition of Commuter Connections, we've got a look at the exciting ribbon-cutting opening of the Tacoma Langley Transit Center. Commuter Connections was there.
MTA is working hard to prepare its bus fleet for the big rollout of Baltimore Link. We'll show you. MTA is geared up to get you to Inauguration Day activities in Washington.
There's an important new community partnership to share with you.
And we'll introduce you to members of the MTA's Advisory Committee, all on this edition of Commuter Connections.
The suburban Washington area now has a new transit center. The Tacoma Langley Transit Center opened this month.
This new transit hub will link tens of thousands of area commuters to bus and future rail service. And MTA Commuter Connections was there for the big ribbon-cutting launch.
3, 2, 1.
With the cutting of a ribbon, a new era of transportation begins in Takoma Park.
On behalf of the Maryland Department of Transportation and the 3,300 employees at the MTA, welcome to our new Tacoma Langley Crossroads Transit Center.
Located at the intersection of New Hampshire Avenue and University Boulevard, the new center will become a transportation hub for many of the area's bus lines.
We were working today with the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority, WMATA. They're going to have a lane for their buses out here, and these 12 different lanes for buses. Then we've got one for Prince George's County, the bus, Montgomery County Ride-On, and University of Maryland Transit. All of them will come in here, up to 12,000 passengers a day.
The completion of the facility is a testament to a strong regional partnership. The $34.8 million cost of the project was shared among federal, state, and local municipalities.
When I had this project in 2007, we were in the design stage of it. And, I thought of this project more as a pedestrian project as much as a transit project. Because anyone that knows this area, that was the key issue we were trying to deal with at that time. So it's very heartening, obviously, to see this finally come to fruition.
It's an event like this that really shows true partnerships. And we've talked a lot about the statistics and the fact that you have basically 11 different buses that are going to be serving our different routes coming in. And there are anywhere from 10,000 to 12,000 passengers coming through this facility as well. And the connection is phenomenal. The fact that you can actually connect within this facility and have a safer place to do that is phenomenal.
Improving transit services here and throughout Montgomery County has significant economic benefits for us, the region, and the state of Maryland by attracting new employers and providing better access to new and existing jobs through public transportation.
This beautiful new transit center was a long time in the making. Its presence serves to once again underscore the importance of the strong connection between Prince George's County and Montgomery County and the vital role that public transportation plays in serving our entire region.
The building is not only a stunning architectural achievement, but it is also environmentally efficient.
This facility is truly a modern-looking facility with some environmental features, including we have places where recycled rainwater, we have solar panels on the canopies. So we try to incorporate all environmental features to make sure this facility is handle not only the need for transit, but also an example of an environmental excellence in the area.
The governor and the secretary are both committed to the idea of both providing convenient service to the people who are going to work, going to school, going to shopping, but also to make sure that all of the people in our community are safe. Taking pedestrians off of the roadways in this community and giving them a central location to catch their buses and get where they need to go is really a key element of the success story here.
2, 3.
Today's dedication serves notice of the Hogan administration's commitment to providing transportation opportunities for all Marylanders.
MTA is working hard to prepare its large bus fleet for the rollout of Baltimore Link, which is slated for launch in June of this year.
There's a lot that has to happen between now and then to make it all possible. David Varner, Director of Bus Maintenance, joins us with a look at all that's involved in this effort. Welcome to Commuter Connections.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So for viewers who don't know or aren't familiar, tell us a little bit about Baltimore Link.
Well, Baltimore Link is a chance for us to revamp our system, take our patrons where they need to go. You know, there's different jobs and opportunities growing out there. And the link is to link all the different parts of transit together, our Metro subway with our MARC train, our light rail, our mobility fleet, to link them all together, make it easy for the patrons of Baltimore and our customers to get around a lot easier and more efficiently.
So when is the official launch of Baltimore Link?
The official launch is going to be June. We bring it out full blast, you know, make all the different changes, new bus stops, new decals for the buses, a whole new image for the Maryland Transit Administration.
One of the big points in preparation for Baltimore Link is changing the wraps and the appearance of our buses. And there's also City Link versus Local Link. Can you talk a little bit about the changes to the buses?
Yes, we have two different kind of decals. They're kind of similar with the colors and everything else. The City Link kind of has the outline of the city on the background of it. There's approximately 250 buses that would be done in this style. These will also have what's called a transit signal priority. What it does is we work with the city. They have to have certain controllers on certain of their traffic lights, and this holds the light green as the bus is approaching, so the bus can make it through the intersection. Everyone that's been downtown knows how the traffic is, you know, bottlenecked. So our goal is to move that traffic through. This is more of your express routes. You'll start noticing the designated bus lanes now out there. This is all part of the City Link part of it. The Local Link is got the Maryland colors in it. It's more of a stripe down the side than a full wrap like the City Link. It's a little bit different, still looks similar, and that's for all the other buses, for all the local lines and routes.
And speaking of that new image, there's a big change in wrapping the MTA's current fleet of buses with the new logo and paint scheme for the Baltimore area buses. How many buses are there to prepare for this?
Well, there's 750 buses right now in our fleet. The number kind of goes up and down depending on what we buy and what we retire. So it's a lot of buses to rebrand.
And for our viewers, can you describe a little bit about what the new buses look like?
Well, it's kind of taken off of, you know, Maryland loves their Maryland flag. So it's taken off the colors of the Maryland flag. It's a new design. It's kind of, we've done the wave thing for many years, and now we're moving on to more of a Maryland thing, a state thing. You know, we're part of the Maryland Department of Transportation, really. You know, we're a big part of a whole team that includes, you know, everybody. You know, state highways, port authority, everything. So that's the take on it. The challenge is rebranding all of those buses. You know, there's 750 of them, and we're coming up on wintertime now. So that's going to be a challenge to try to get all of that done.
So I'm curious, what's actually involved in the process to wrap it, and how long would you say it takes to completely wrap one MTA bus?
Well, there's a lot of pre-work. You know, if you ever watch the custom car shows on TV where they do their wraps of the new vehicles or things like that, it's a more inexpensive way for us to do it rather than painting the buses. It's easier to maintain. If we get a little bump or scratch, we can, you know, just repair that one section of it. But the prep is the biggest thing. We have to take all the old decals off. We have to do body repairs to, you know, dings and dents or, you know, scrapes and things like that to make it so that the wrap will stick. Then temperature is another thing too. You know, we have to have it somewhere above 60 degrees. So we have to find places in our shops during certain times, especially in the wintertime, so it's warm enough for the wrap to be pliable and to stick. So it takes time. It takes the vendors probably about 10 hours to do one bus. So it is time consuming. You know, you have to line it up and do a lot of things to it. And then we have to put all our normal decals back on. The bus number, you know, all the safety features, wide right turn, all those different kind of things. So it's a long process, but my team is up for it. We got a good team, and they're rolling with it.
It sounds like you probably have quite a few challenges that you're facing just getting it all done. How many people are involved in the whole process?
It's a team effort. We have a body shop that plays a big lead role in it, you know, and we have two vendors right now, one just getting ready to start, that also comes in and actually does the wrap. My team does most of the prep work, you know, preparing the buses for them to do it. Then there's a lot of transport. You know, two of our divisions are too small and don't have the room to do the wraps in, so we have to transport them back and forth to like our Washington Boulevard complex where we're doing most of them at. So that's the biggest challenge, the manpower and the resources to get it done. You know, but we're on a roll. We'll get it done.
Are any of the new buses on the streets yet that we could get a sneak peek?
Sure. I'm sure most of the folks out there are starting to see them now. All our new buses that are coming in now with the new decal on them. So you're seeing those. Those are coming in probably about 2 to 3, up to 5 a week. And we've got about 60 already done of the other fleet, and then about 20 of the new buses on the street already with the new decals. So you see them, it kind of stands out. Looks different. Actually looks pretty nice.
For viewers interested in getting additional information on Baltimore Link, where can they find it?
Well, they can go to BaltimoreLink.com, or they can go to our website, www.mta.maryland.gov, and you get all the information right there.
Well, Dave, thanks so much for joining us. We look forward to the launch. There's a lot happening this year.
It's a pleasure.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Coming up next, a look at MTA's special MARC train service to the inaugural activities in Washington. Stay with us.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
The swearing in of our 45th President, Donald J. Trump, will take place Friday, January 20th. Large numbers of people will be heading to Washington for the big event.
The good news is that MARC Train is offering special Inauguration Day service to get you to our nation's capital for this historic event. Joining us with information on this special MARC service is the director of MARC, Eric Kolig. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me today.
The presidential inauguration is coming up on January 20th, and MARC Train is operating special Inauguration Day service. Can you tell us a little bit more about what MARC lines will have special Inauguration Train service?
We'll have special service on our Penn and Brunswick lines. There will be no service on the Camden line.
And what stations will be used for the special Inauguration Day service?
On the Penn line, we'll start at Penn Station. We'll go to West Baltimore, Halethorpe, BWI, and Odenton, and then express into D.C. On the Brunswick line, we'll start at the outlying stations and go through Metropolitan Grove, and then express into Washington, D.C.
And what time is the special service running that day?
On the Brunswick line, it'll start at 7:25 in the morning. And on the Penn line, it'll also start at about 7 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, to how late?
The last train out of D.C. on the Brunswick line will be 5 o'clock. On the Penn line, it'll be 7:30.
How many people are expected to attend the event in Washington, D.C.?
The inauguration should have between 300,000 and 400,000 people. MARC Train expects to carry about 13,000 people that day.
And where do the MARC trains, as far as the inauguration service, where will that come into in Washington?
All trains will arrive into Washington Union Station.
Oh, okay. Now, are there any special tickets?
Yes, we have a commemorative ticket available. It's $20 round trip for all day service. That will be for all points except for West Virginia. West Virginia's tickets will be $30. Apart from that, all of MARC's regular tickets will be accepted. So if you have a weekly or monthly pass, you'll be able to use those as well.
How does the amount of people you're expected to carry to Washington compare to a regular day?
It'll be much more than a normal commuter service, but it'll be a tighter time window. We expect between around 13,000 people. We have 6,700 seats on the Penn line and 2,700 seats on the Brunswick line trains.
So if someone wants to get a ticket, how can they get that?
You can order them online at commuterdirect.com or at any of our staffed locations at Odenton or Frederick stations, or through the commuter store in Arlington and Roslyn.
And how much preparation goes into making this kind of service available on Inauguration Day?
We work quite a bit with our railroad partners, both Amtrak and CSX, to schedule the trains, and then our service providers, both Amtrak and Bombardier. We do a very extensive planning process, including the printing of the tickets and the distribution of the tickets.
And who actually does the design of the ticket?
That has been MTA's graphics department.
Awesome. So now, I understand too that on the MARC platforms, you now can hear MTA's radio station, WTTZ 93.5 FM. Tell us a little bit about that. When did that begin?
We started rolling those out about 2 months ago. We've got about approximately 80% of the system already equipped, and we've gotten a lot of positive feedback for the nice music as well as the news updates.
So that sounds great.
That's a lot of great information, Eric. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me today.
Coming up next, information on a number of Baltimore Link public hearings being held in and around the area. Stay with us.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
MTA has a number of public meetings scheduled to garner feedback from the public on Governor Hogan's Baltimore Link transit plan. Joining us with more on Baltimore Link and these upcoming meetings is the director of the MTA Office of Planning and Programming, Kevin Quinn. Welcome, Kevin.
Thanks for having me.
So for our viewers who don't know a lot about Baltimore Link, can you explain a little bit more about it?
Sure. Baltimore Link is a real reimagining of our transit system. You know, we're completely changing where the bus routes are going. We're creating better connections to our metro and our light rail, and we're really realigning our bus network to fit the way our region has changed over the past 50 years.
And can you tell us a little bit about how Baltimore Link came to be?
Sure. It started back in 2013 with the Bus Network Improvement Project, and the data that was generated from that took a look at, you know, our riders and travel patterns and where people wanted to go. You know, what really emerged was Baltimore Link, and so we created this new network design and this reimagining of our system, and supported it with a variety of capital projects like dedicated lanes and transit signal priority and new transfer facilities, and you know, all that led to where we are today.
How is Baltimore Link expected to improve transit in Baltimore?
Well, first and foremost, it's going to improve reliability. Our system could be much more reliable, and Baltimore Link's going to do that. Secondly, improving connections with our light rail and our metro modes that we just don't connect as well as we could with today. And then lastly, you know, again, changing to how our region has changed. You know, places like Towson and White Marsh and Owings Mills are vastly different than they were 50 years ago. And our transit system needs to reflect that.
You're mentioning the bus lines. What bus lines will be part of the changes, or is it the whole system?
Yeah, the whole system changes. We have several routes that are staying the same. You know, as part of Baltimore Link, we've tried to keep what works, and we've tried to change what doesn't work and fix it and make it better. And so, you know, all of the bus routes, though, they'll be renumbered. Every single bus route gets a different number, and most of the routes do end up changing.
And when are these changes expected to come into effect?
Well, some of the changes already did. You know, in June we launched our express bus link connecting White Marsh to Towson, Towson to Owings Mills, and the Old Court Metro Station down to BWI. The big change, though, is going to take place in June of 2017. That's where overnight we will flip a switch and go from the old system to the new system.
With this amount of effort, how important is public input?
Public outreach is tremendously important. We take it very seriously. You know, we've done 2 rounds of public outreach so far. We've held a first round of outreach at the beginning of 2016, another one just this past summer. You know, we had over 200 meetings throughout the region and received over 2,100 comments that all informed and fed into the plan that we have today.
Are there more meetings scheduled for public outreach?
Sure. So, you know, in January, we're going to be holding 14 public hearings. They're beginning on January 4th, going through the 19th. And we're really excited about those 14 hearings throughout the region to get even more feedback. One public hearing in this very room here in State Center on January 5th from 11 to 3:30. It's one of our daytime hearings. But we've got hearings taking place throughout the region in, you know, Waverly and Towson, Catonsville, Dundalk, East Baltimore, West Baltimore. You know, these 14 hearings we really spread around the region geography. We want people there. We want people to show up. We want to hear their comments.
And how's the public's input been so far with this outreach?
It's been pretty positive. You know, this is our 3rd version of the Baltimore Link network design that we've put out, and we've made changes with the 1st version and 2nd version to get to the plan that we have today, which, you know, I think stays true to the Baltimore Link philosophy of increasing reliability, increasing on-time performance, but also, you know, reflects where people want to go today.
And if viewers want more information about Baltimore Link, where can they find it?
Sure. Best place is www.baltimorelink.com. plenty of information. We have a fantastic interactive trip planner and Google Map. People can really explore the system. And then, there's Word documents and PDFs where people can just download the network and download routes and really see how this is going to affect them.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Coming up next, we'll introduce you to a few members of the very important MARC Riders Advisory Council.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally. Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands? My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to make sure your child is protected.
To ensure MTA meets its goal in providing customers safe, efficient, reliable transit with world-class customer service, the agency has garnered the assistance of advisory committees, which provide input on matters related to transit in our region.
On this second installment, we introduce you to a few additional members of this group.
I work for the National Disability Rights Network, so I do legal advocacy for people with disabilities, particularly in employment. So transportation is one of the key ingredients to getting people to work. I wanted to be a member of the advisory committee because transportation is so important, both for me getting to and from my job, and I think that anytime there's an opportunity for improvement in the system or to discuss concerns with the system, it's really important. I am learning a lot about how the transportation systems work and the different pieces. I'm getting information so that I better understand it and can address some of the concerns. I like the MARC train system because it's an easy ride. All I have to do is get on the train before the doors close, and it's just vital to my livelihood. Transportation gets people from point A to point B, wherever that needs to be. I happen to use it for work. Other people, there was a woman at the train station this morning who had a medical appointment in Baltimore. She was using it to get there. So aside from the fact that it's convenient, it's easier than driving, it saves fuel, and it's an efficient system.
I work for the Postal Service, and for almost 30 years I worked in the field. I worked as a delivery supervisor, as a postmaster, and then 2 years ago an opportunity came up for me to work at Postal Headquarters in Washington, D.C., and basically the only way I can do it is commuting on the MARC train. What I hope to accomplish by being on the council is to be able to understand things that are going on with the service myself, but being on the advisory council, I not only find it out for myself, but then I can share it with other riders. I think to me, transportation means making it easy to get from one place to another. We're just so car focused in our society, but I think it's good to be able to look at public transportation, trains, buses, other ways, both to help the environment a little bit, but also to get some cars off the road and get us a little bit out of the rat race, a little bit more laid back and able to relax on our trip.
My background is in aviation sciences and specialization in safety. I work for the Federal Aviation Administration and its FAA's Leadership and Learning Institute. So as a member of the RAC, I find it as an opportunity to advocate for fellow riders, to become more informed about the MARC service that is available to us, to advocate for MARC train riders throughout the state. So for me, transportation is important because it connects people together. When I think about even in aviation, we're connecting families together, co-workers together, resources together, things that people need. So transportation is connecting people. I applied for the MARC Train Advisory Council position on a recommendation from my spouse, from my wife. She read the advertisement. She also is a rider. I get to spend time with my wife on the train and get some work done and be more productive. And at the same time, I'm able to take one more car off the road and reduce the impact of carbon emissions.
To help make a difference in the community, MTA has partnered with the organization Vehicles for Change in an effort to assist ex-offenders in gaining important skills and the employment needed to help get them reestablished in the outside world.
MTA Commuter Connections was there for the official launch of this important partnership.
In southwest Baltimore County, a small company is making a big difference in the lives of Maryland's low-income families.
If you don't know about Vehicles for Change has been around for 18 years. We take donated cars, so those of you who have a car that you need to get rid of before the end of the year, and then we repair those cars and we identify families who need a car to get to and from employment to escape poverty.
Now, Vehicles for Change has expanded that mission to help Maryland's ex-offenders.
And so this morning, with the signing of this memorandum of understanding, individuals will get a second chance and will have an opportunity to obtain good jobs with benefits through this new partnership with the MTA. I am pleased to announce that another major employer is officially being added to the list of those partnering with Vehicles for Change. The Maryland Transit Administration, and our Administrator Paul Comfort is here today. The MTA has a real need for a pipeline of qualified mechanics to ensure that our buses are safe for our citizens.
And this is what the governor said when we were walking in together. He said, people need to earn while they learn. And this program, you earn while you learn. And Mr. Comfort, I again look forward to working with you and thank you for this. This is a step in the right direction.
This MOU marks an innovative shift in our hiring practices that will address a systematic shortage of qualified bus maintenance mechanics while providing an opportunity to underserved populations.
Administrator Comfort spoke to MTA's Director of Bus Maintenance about the partnership.
This is Dave Varner. He is our Director of Bus Maintenance for the MTA, and he's been working closely with Vehicles for Change to prepare them for this MOU so that we can have qualified applicants. Dave, tell us what this means to you and what the role of the maintenance department is at the MTA.
Well, this is a great and wonderful opportunity. What we're doing is we're struggling just like every other agency or every other business out there. We're trying to fill the void from the baby boomers retiring. It's just unique to find this place right down the street from us on Washington Boulevard, that close, with another way to feed us to get our diesel mechanics and the rest of the folks that we need to keep MTA rolling.
And so tell us about the training program that's happening. You're actually giving training material to Vehicles for Change so they can train our potential mechanics to come work for us. Is that right?
Yes, sir. That's exactly right. What Vehicle for Change is doing is they're teaching all the basics. We're going to take it to the next level with our training group and teach them about air brakes, our hybrid systems, our different buses, our different engines, and our technology. This is going to be a great team effort.
Participant Tarkees McDonald talks about the program and its impact.
This opportunity and this program has meant the world to me. It's put me in a position where I can provide for my family. It's given me training and skills that I can transfer anywhere in the country. I was hired as a diesel tech apprentice, but I've actually since branched out, and while I'm still doing that, I'm also working in the parts department. Let's keep pushing forward. Know that the end is not written, and stay prayed up.
This partnership will offer individuals who have paid their debt to society a second chance to live productive lives. It will help restore families and communities, and this is just one more way that together we are changing Maryland for the better.
The MTA and Vehicles for Change look forward to a partnership that benefits all Marylanders.
We've come to the end of another Commuter Connections program. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next time. Take care.